Here you are walking into a little valley. This old feeder right here hasn't been used probably for 15 years. Just sitting here. And see all the wildflowers. Just there goes a bunch of birds of some sort, just scared up out of the brush over there. Got this old barbed wire fence here, back from the old ranching days. We'll cross through it. Just look at all these. Just look at all these flowers here. You just hardly ever see this at Bota Ranch, or in this part of Texas. Just beautiful. Got some gravelly hills right here. It's actually the western extent of the Northwest Ridge, and all kinds of Indian sites up on top of it. And there's some artifacts down in this valley, sporadic. There's no campsites down here. You find a few projectile points that apparently shot at animals during the old days. It's a beautiful day. It's drizzling right now. Thank God for weatherproof cameras, as we are soaking wet right now. Can't even begin to describe the smell here of these plants in bloom. It's just incredible. People that suffer from allergies would probably pass out and die. All the pollen's in the air right now. There's just a special quality about these places when it's wet and still like this. Just hard to describe. Nothing like being away from the city. People, noise, pollution, cars. This is the place to be, and that's why I'm here. Watch your step here. All kinds of eroded gullies. What time has done to this old tree. Who knows how old that tree is right there. Got more gravel hills here on the north side of us. Kind of bounded on all sides here. Just wanted to take a short hike here and look at all the colors. So in another couple of months, it's going to be a barren landscape. It's going to look more like a desert. And we mentioned some of the plant types last time we were up in this valley. We got actually look at that. The very first signs of the purple sage or desert sage starting to bloom. Another week or two, these things are going to be covered with purple flowers. That's the first little flowers I've seen on these so far this spring. And these are incredible. Black brush acacia. Little flowers are edible. We'll have a couple of them right now. Very sweet. It's like eating a sweet caterpillar. Makes very good honey. And we talked about some of the other brush here last time. We got the tasajillo right here, which is a booger. Also got Wyakan, browsed down by white-tailed deer. That's one of their favorite browse plants. And let's see what else we can come up with around here. Of course, all the wildflowers, I have no idea what species they are. Those flowers were good. And look at that, there's a little cottontail rabbit trying to keep a low profile. Right there, a little cottontail. He figures if he doesn't move, I won't see him. And it's certainly watching me. and listening to my narration here too. Let's see how, of course the autofocus is going to be a little slow in this dark lighting. There he goes. Enough of that guy out here walking around talking. And what else do we have here? Well, we've got, well, here's some, I actually don't know exactly what species this is. And behind it we've got the Wayakan. Here's another, I believe this is, yes, this is wolfberry. That's wolfberry right there. It produces a bright red berry that's delicious for birds and for humans. All kinds of interesting plant species. Not too many cactus in this part of the ranch, but not just a short distance away. There's all kinds of cactus species. And here's a type of tasajillo that doesn't have the long thorns, but it's still got glochids. They'll still embed in your skin. Something has knocked that down. Probably wild pigs. And we'll walk over this way a little bit. See what we run into. I know last time I was out here I saw some cayotillo, which is loco weed. Produces a green berry that turns black, and it's a hallucinogenic plant that if you eat too many of those berries, it will prove to be fatal. Here's some more crucifixion thorn. Has no leaves. Just the it's just comprised of these green thorns, and it's kind of mixed with tasajillo and crucifixion thorn, all mixed together there, all intertwined. See how this brush kind of all blends together. You got your Wayakan, you got your desert sage, you got your cayotillo, more Wayakan, got some buffalo grass right here. Just a beautiful area. I'd love to live in this little valley. I have to check to see if maybe we could negotiate a deal. And everywhere you turn, look at the base of that mesquite tree. Just look at that little bunch of wildflowers. They're very, very nice. There's no gravelly hills as a backdrop. Over here you got some couple anyway of Texas bluebonnets on the gravel slopes. Certainly the prettiest flower native to Texas, in my opinion. And over here you got some Indian blanket, also known as firewheel, another native wildflower. Very beautiful. That's called Indian blanket. There's a few of them here. There's another one up on the gravel slope. Some old fence posts back from the ranching days are eroding out of the gravel. Walk around a little bit more, see what else we find. This was a cattle ranch back in the old days. No more cattle here. But you still see signs of the old ranching days. Well, there's an artifact right there. Yeah, that's been around a few years. That's a modern artifact. I have to pick that up sometime. Here's an old falsete. Just undo those two things right there and you open up this section of fence. Back from the old days. They were still putting up fence lines in this old part of the ranch. Nobody gets back in here anymore. Got the newer fence, which is many, many years old, and then you got the old fence line right here. Lots of buffalo grass back in here. There's a lot of I've located a lot of white-tailed deer bedding areas back under those mesquites out in that buffalo grass. Walk around this corner and see if we run into anything. Drizzle seems to have stopped, which is all right with me. I'm already soaking wet enough. Good heavy, thick brush cover up on these gravel hills. Oh, this is just very scenic back here. Love coming back over here. Bunch of wildflowers right here, and just seeing the camera viewfinder, just doesn't do the colors justice. Oh, and there's a lot more of those Indian blanket right up ahead. Beautiful. Let's take a look at those. Little cluster of them, and they tend to bloom in this little spot every year. And it's not real thick with them, but there's quite a few right here. I mean, for this ranch, it's a good little cluster of Indian blanket right here. And every year they tend to make their showing right here on this little gravel slope. Just beautiful, just beautiful. Listen to all those birds singing. Just love this weather. Right here, here's some source materials for the prehistoric peoples that inhabited the sites around here. These large chert cobbles provided the raw materials for them to make their stone tools, including choppers, scrapers, knives, projectile points. A lot of material right here that would have been usable back in those days. There's a few that have been tested, like that one right there. When I say tested, I mean chipped by someone in prehistoric times to see what the interior quality was. And aside from that, there's just some interesting rocks here. This, for example, this one right here has nice coloration to it, and so forth. But anyway, I'm going to continue the hike. I'm going to turn the camera off, and we'll talk soon.